The New York Knicks picked up a massive 106-79 victory tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers. We're now 13-2 with OG on the team, which is absolutely incredible. Last game, just 73 points. This game, 106. We gave up the same amount, 79. The defense is the best in the NBA. When OG plays, he can guard all 5 positions. He's just an absolute ball hawk out there, getting in the passing lanes, making it difficult. He's a very smart, high IQ player. Tonight, though, the game ball is going to Josh Hart. He had 20 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists, a block, a steal, 50% from the field, 8 of 16. Jalen Brunson was efficient as well, 7 of 12, 20 points, 9 assists. Brunson, when we're healthy, of course, he's the best player. He's our go-to guy. We're going to need him. But when we have our players out there, the void is just so much smaller for him. It's not like Brunson has to play superhero ball. OG returns 14 points, 6 of 11. OG's given us anywhere from 14 to 20 points per game, and he's playing some of the best defense in the NBA. He's a guy that just isn't replaceable. Thankfully, we've been able to keep the 4 seed without him and Randle, but to get OG back, clearly we're a much better team because he just does it all. Isaiah Hartenstein played 20 minutes, had 6 points, 5 rebounds. Dante, 34 minutes, 16 points, was tied for a game high with Hart, plus 32. And the bench played well, as it has really the whole season. Precious had 13 points, 2 blocks, 8 rebounds. Bojan was quiet, played 22 minutes and didn't score, only took 2 shots though. McBride was fantastic in this game, 3 of 5 from 3, 13 points. One of his threes was at the end of the buzzer as well. It was between the legs, a defender up in his grill. McBride's over 40% from 3 this season. This bench just continues to step up big. Once we get Randle back is going to be the question. Mitchell Robinson, we'll have to wait and see on him. The question is, what's our starting lineup going to look like with a healthy Randle? It's going to be Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randle, and Hartenstein, and then we're going to move Hart back to the bench. I mean, I'm so excited for the playoffs. Could you imagine getting everyone back? We're going to have Isaiah, Hart, Precious, Bojan, McBride, Burks. All these guys are going to be available. Last year in the playoffs, we just didn't have a lot of depth. We didn't have a lot of shot creators. I feel like we can beat teams in any way. We can run Precious at the 5 and small ball if we want to go big. We can run Mitchell Robinson and Randle out there. We also can mix in Hart. He's a guy that's been giving us a lot of production. I mean, Hart has, what, like, is it 3 or 4 triple doubles the past couple of weeks. He's just been on an absolute tear. And Hart plays within the offense, within the scheme. He doesn't stat pad. He just makes winning plays. This Villanova trio of Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo has just been absolutely electric. I can't wait to see what happens the rest of the season. The Knicks are going to be tested, though. Our next 4 games are on the road. Portland, Sacramento, Golden State, and Denver. And then they're going to return at 1 p.m. against the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks are definitely going to be, like I said, tested. They're going to have to be resilient. But the Knicks have been all season. It's just remarkably impressive where the Knicks are at. You lose your starting center. You lose your all-star power forward. You lose your best defender. You're a player who made as much of an impact from a trade almost in Knick history. I mean, I know Melo, of course, is the one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's a lot of guys. But OG comes over. The Knicks have one of their best months in franchise history. Not only are they beating some of the top teams in the NBA, but they're blowing them out, like the Sixers, for example, the Denver Nuggets. I mean, the list goes on and on. But to get OG, we're in a great spot. And Randle needs to take all the time in the world because we're going to want him at 100%. And Randle is going to be the most important player, in my opinion, on this team when it matters. We know Brunson and what he's going to do. We know OG, of course, with his defense and just ball hawk ability. We know that the bench is going to be able to step up. The question is, what Randle are we going to get? And Randle's shown us this season that he's just a much different player. I know the year before that, of course, he was fantastic as well. But this year's Randle seems like he has something to prove. And that's the exact Randle we need because he is the least efficient player in the history of the NBA playoffs. Last year was hard to watch. If Randle had just been okay, we ended up we would have went to the Eastern Conference Finals, but he wasn't. He was just flat out bad. So I'm rooting for Randle. I was one of the people that did want him moved in the offseason, but the value just wasn't there. And Randle's having an amazing season. I definitely do miss him because he's just a guy that whenever we're not able to score, whenever we need someone to make a play, he's there. And that buzzer beater against the Heat last year, I know it wasn't the regular season, but that just was so cool, man. It was one of like the best finishes I've seen in a game. Just I still remember it to this day. But this is the best overall Knicks team that I've seen since I've been watching them. Of course, I mean, I'm sort of a newer fan. I've been watching the Knicks since 2010, so I didn't get to see them go to the finals or anything like that. I remember 1999. But this team, I mean, the 2013 Knicks team was amazing, but this one just can beat you in so many ways. It's easy to look at the score and say that the Sixers didn't show up, they were flat, but the reason why the Knicks won so much was because they got OG back and they just had enough of the buffoonery, which is one of my favorite words, by the way. Just a bunch of buffoonery last game. The Knicks weren't able to score, to say the least, 73 points, and it was ugly, but this game they bounced back, and I'm excited to see what the Knicks are able to do. And this is something that I like to do really every video I make, and just check on Randle and see if there's an update, because he's a guy that I said is the most important player. Not the best player, the most important. We just need Randle out there. We need that second option. Here's the thing, and I'll get back to Randle, but Brunson, there's so much less pressure on him when Randle's out there. Even if Randle is struggling, teams have to account for Randle, because you don't want him to go one-on-one. That's just not, it's a recipe for disaster. You want to try to bait Randle into turnovers and bad shots. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at if there's any Randle update. It's just, I feel like the past 2 weeks we haven't had any update, and I thought he'd be back sooner than later, but the injury didn't look as bad as we thought at first, but then it was like, yeah, he's gonna miss time. So Randle's listed as a center on ESPN. Randle's shoulder continues ramping up in controlled contact situations, but has not progressed to any scrimmaging. This was 4 hours ago, so right on cue. Yeah, I'm happy that Randle is ramping it up. We don't have much time left. I mean, I'm recording this March 12th. The last game of our season is April 14th, so we're basically a month away from the playoffs. So Randle in a month definitely should be good to go. That's the importance as well of seeding, because if right now, if the playoffs were to start and we won in the first round and the Celtics won, we'd have to play them in the second round. We'd be going up against the Magic. Can we beat the Magic without Julius Randle? To me, yes. It would not be easy. It'd be far from it. I'd honestly, would I rather play the Magic or the Sixers? That's tough. I'd rather play the Magic, assuming that Joel Embiid is healthy. A healthy Embiid would have won MVP this year. That's how good he was. The Magic are a young team that are red hot. They've won 7 of their last 10. But honestly, I think we would beat the Magic, but like obviously we'd have no chance against the Celtics or the Bucks without Randle. So, and Randle's going to have to be on. Like, we're not, even if Randle's just okay, we're still not going to beat the Celtics. Celtics are probably the best team in the league. So, but just getting Randle back at the end of the season and slowly ramping him up so that he's ready for the playoffs is going to be the biggest thing. But the Knicks will have home court, because we didn't have home court. Actually, did we? Oh, did we start? Oh, we started on the road. That's right. Yeah, we were the 5th seed and the Cavs were the 4th seed. That's right. And we know that we ended up winning that pretty easily. But if we can get Mitch and Randle back, I think we can beat anyone. If we can beat the Celtics, we can beat anyone in the NBA. The Celtics are the one team. The Bucks kind of have given us struggles as well. And both those teams are Eastern's one. But I just want to see Boston when we're fully healthy. We haven't played them with Randle, with OG, and these guys. And I just feel like top to bottom, we honestly have the most depth in the league. I mean, think about all the guys that we trust on this roster. I mean, we're talking about OG, Hartenstein, Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo, Precious. Boyan, I do trust. McBride, I trust. Randle when he comes back. Mitch. Like, we just have so many bodies, so many ways to beat you.